This is Torn Sage. You are listening. You are listening to the Audiotool Underground Podcast Show.
Okay, hi guys, welcome to the Audiotool Underground Podcast Show. My name is the Marquis, and today I will be interviewing a guy who has definitely come to the forefront of Audiotool as of recently. Recently won a competition to go off to Moogfest, I believe it's pronounced, out in the States. Of course, if you know anything about Audiotool, you know who he is. His name is Kepz. I hope I pronounced that right.
Yes, you did. You also pronounced smoke, right?
Yeah. Cool. First off, really, Moogfest, what was it like?
It was epic. I don't know where to begin. There's lots of stuff that we saw and lots of different artists. It's overall, I liked Asheville. It's a really musical town. Pretty much musicians everywhere, like in the bar, and you just hear people talk about music. That was really awesome. Really, I don't know where to start. You can start asking me questions about Moogfest. Lots to tell.
I think one of the big things was just what was it like, performing in front of the people there. We could only see you for most of your set, so we can't really see what's going on around you as such. What sort of
Honestly,
was it?
it didn't feel that big of a part of the whole trip. It was just like a half an hour set, I guess. I just played at the Moog store, and I think it was pretty funny. I think they expected me to play ambient, so it was more of a chilled setting. People weren't really dancing, but I guess they still enjoyed it, so I'm glad. But yeah, like I said, it didn't really feel that big. What I really enjoyed is seeing the other artists and meeting Renzo, Fridjof, and Mr. Standfast.
Oh, cool. Who else did you? So who did you actually go and see? Because I saw a couple of the posts from yourselves and Renzo and so on about some of the artists you caught. Who did you actually get to see?
We saw a lot, but I can't really remember all of them. The ones I remember are saw Tiga for about 20 minutes. I really liked it. But I think the dance hall was empty, so we moved on, and I really can't remember half of them. What else? Oh, big one, Kraftwerk. So we saw them, except I fell asleep. Don't blame me, I was jet lagged. And it was like in the cinema. Everyone was wearing these 3D glasses,
Yeah.
I think I was just tired of the visuals. I closed my eyes and then I fell asleep. I feel pretty bad, but yeah, so I missed that one.
Yeah, jet lag catches up with the best of us, I suppose, doesn't it? You can be having the greatest time in the world, but sometimes you just got to crash.
Yeah. Yeah. Who else? Oh, Daedalus. He was one of the judges of the contest.
Yeah.
It was really crazy. It was magic what he did. I don't know. I think it's called the metronome. This tool that he uses. It's just a bunch of buttons. I don't know what they do. He just presses random things and it just makes music. It was pretty magical. It was one of my favorites actually. And then we saw Clark. Clark was really good. Really good visuals. It was just a oscilloscope. It was just an oscilloscope the whole time. Projected obviously on the big screen. But yeah, it was consistent throughout the whole performance. It looked really cool. What else? Oh yeah, we saw Modrat.
Oh yeah.
That was my favorite probably. I really can't remember the rest.
That's fine.
We saw a lot more.
Zavrock Beats was asking what was the process that you went through to get there. Was it just the guys from Audiotool called you up sorted out when you're going to be getting your flights and so on, sent you the tickets, and then you just got on the plane and went, and then met. I think you said you met Mr. Standfast, was it, in the airport?
It was a Fridtjof.
Oh, right.
Met Fridtjof airport. So, but yeah, that was basically it. Luke contacted me, and I think from then on, it went through email. I was contacted by Tim, one of the Audiotool team members.
Yeah.
And from then we just arranged my flight, and yeah, I think I got them. I think it was a bit of a trouble because I didn't have my passport, and I had to get that first. And we were really tight on time because the longer they waited, the more expensive my ticket was getting. So I was getting really worried not to make it cost too much. I felt really bad. But in the end, I guess it all worked out to plan.
Yeah.
The flight was really long, but yeah, as I said,
it would be, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was 3 flights. I was actually really scared that I'll get lost in some airport because I had less than an hour between flights, but it was all good. So yeah, I met Fridtjof at the airport, and then we got a lift with the driver that was hired by the Mogfest organizers. So that was really nice. So yeah, that's basically it.
Oh, cool. Right then, what else? I had another one. I think. No, I've lost that one. Basically, we'll just start with some of the music related things. Oh no, even better. I've just remembered what it was. What kind of went through your head when you logged onto Audiotool and it's your track that's won the competition?
Really, I couldn't believe it. I was really expecting Fridtjof to win for Galito.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really didn't expect to win, and because I was asleep while it got announced, so I got this pile of comments on my wall and my track. So it was pretty fun reading through those. Yeah, I was pretty speechless, to be honest.
Yeah. As you'd imagine, I suppose. Yeah. Cool. Music wise, then, what kind of music do you tend to listen to when you're just on your iPod or whatever? What kind of things are you listening to? Not necessarily for inspiration, but just because you feel like listening to stuff.
I've been a fan of Mojat lately. Ever since Tottenhauser showed me one of their video clips, and John Hopkins maybe.
Yeah.
DJ Cozy. I think they're pretty known right now. What else? I think that's the main 3 that I've been listening to a lot and I really liked. Lately I discovered Bonobo. Renza suggested him. That's all I can remember right now. There's lots of other stuff. Maybe some minimal techno at times. When I'm on the bus, I can't really hear the bass or the melodies, so I just put on like an hour mix of just beats and percussion. Yeah.
Is it do you think that kind of stuff is what influences you most, or do you feel that it's not particularly music necessarily that influences you, it's other things, and the music you make is just what you
I think it is
feel
music,
like?
but music I've been listening to lately, honestly, I've tried to recreate some techniques and sounds, but I guess I'm not skilled enough for that yet. I don't know. I think my main influences are trance that I used to listen to pretty much my whole life till like maybe a couple of years ago. I've been getting to like other types of music thanks to Audiotool users. I think trance music is my biggest influence right now in terms of maybe like melodically or maybe structure of my tracks. I don't know. I think it's trance music that's my main influence.
Okay. Speaking of trance, one of the other AT users whose name changes a bit more regularly as of late. He used to be Potasmic. I can't remember what his name is at the moment, but his question to you was one of his questions to you is why do you and then not like trance but not hate it? Why have you fallen out of love with it? I suppose is.
Wait, so why do I hate it
No,
or
why do you
not hate
not
it?
like it and not hate it? Yeah,
I don't
that's
think
what
I
he
ever
said.
said that, but oh yeah, maybe like standard, like really basic trance that just sounds like it was made by a formula and a calculator. Maybe that kind of trance I don't really like, but I guess it's not really limited to trance. Maybe like any type of music that sounds really generic,
Yeah,
really not
extremely
my taste.
formulaic type stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, Sam Bergen, I think he, I classify some of his music as trance, maybe, and I really like it. One of my favorites.
yeah.
So it kind of depends on what trance you're talking about.
Yeah, there's many subgenres within all the genres, I
Yeah.
suppose, aren't there? Yeah. One of his other questions, which is it's quite an interesting one. Sort of, how do kangaroos inspire you in making music?
Uh, Tough one. Uh,
You are allowed to say
they,
if you don't.
they bounce around, and the more bouncy it is, my use of compressor is actually inspired by kangaroos
All
because
right, yeah.
compressor makes things really bouncy.
Yeah, that's
Thanks.
a really good answer to a really weird question. So well done. Um,
Yeah.
let's see. Is there any particular routine you have to make a new track? Do you start with the drums each time, or do you start doing things differently every time you open it? Is it just whatever you have an inspiration for? Sometimes you come along with a melody and think, oh, I need to get that down, and then you work out everything else. Or is there a formula to how you make the track each time, or not?
I think there's really a formula. It's pretty random most of the time, but I think I do start with a melody first most of the time. I'll just have a pulverizateur first and punch in a few notes maybe. But also a lot of the times, what I've first put into the draft, I usually gets deleted later on
Yeah,
because I had some things that sound better, and I think the first bit is not fitting anymore. So I usually, yeah, the draft is usually unrecognizable
yeah,
as I
yeah.
progress with it.
Yeah, so you've sort of you've come up with a basic idea, you've started on it, and then you've created something else. You've
Yeah,
gone, oh, I want to go down this route a bit more, and you've
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
slowly
That's
pushed the other
pretty
stuff
much it.
away.
That's
Yeah,
pretty much it.
that's quite
That's me
cool. Yeah.
lately.
Um, well, this sort of follows on from that. Since starting on Audiotool from the beginnings of learning the app to becoming proficient, has there ever been a point where you've consciously and radically changed your MO so that the way you go about making a track? If so, why, how, and what were the results? And I think that was from Yafi.
um, Tough question. I really can't remember a point where I just told myself to change and do something differently. Uh, I don't know. Maybe in terms of like mastering and uh, mixing. Oh yeah, I can think of one. Lately, I've been really precisely fine tuning every one shot sample to make it sort of in tune with the melody. I found that it really makes the mix sound cleaner.
Yeah,
For example, like if you tune your kick, I like to put it up an octave higher at first, and then so it sounds a bit closer to the bass line, and then probably tune it to the bass note,
okay.
and then tune it back an octave lower, so it sounds like a normal kick. But that way, it's kind of rings well with the bass line, and same with the hi-hats maybe. So yeah, I've been doing that lately.
Okay, cool.
Just getting every sample to be in tune with the track.
So when you come to make a track, do you just sit down and work solidly through it, say 6-7 hour block, or do you do a little bit and then come back over and over again and just keep adding little bits slowly, or is it more a couple of big sessions on the track?
I think when I was back at school, I used to do big sessions because I had lots of time.
Mm.
But lately, I think I've been doing it in small chunks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, the earlier on, I'd asked you to send me a few tracks so we can put them into
Yeah.
this interview. And the first one you sent me was Sunset by Perspective.
Yeah.
Any particular reason that this one stood out as one of your favorites?
I think first time I heard it, I was just impressed by the sound design and how clean it sounded. It just had a really uplifting, happy mood, I guess.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it just came into my mind when you asked, so I put it in.
Yeah, well, yeah. If it sticks out and it pops up in your head and says "pick me," then it's probably
Yeah,
one to
yeah.
pick, isn't it? Cool. So we'll play that for you now, and
Cool.
we'll come back in a second. Okay, and welcome back to the Audiotool Underground podcast with my guest today, Kepz. I am the Marquis. Cool. So next question for you. What is your favourite genre of music to listen to, and also your favourite genre to make? Obviously, you make quite a lot of ambient, but is it necessarily your favourite, I suppose?
Yeah, I think ambient is the favorite to make at the moment, just because it just feels much easier to make than the rest. I mean, easier as in it just flows.
Yeah.
The music process, like the making process, just flows freely, as opposed to like 4x4 beat music. Like digging through samples is quite gets really tiring
Yeah.
after a while.
You can just sort of get
Yeah.
bogged down in it, can't you? If you're trawling
Yeah.
through sample after sample, it just gets to a point where you just want to give up.
Yeah, when I started making ambient, it was more like a fresher breath of fresh air, and yeah, I think I really enjoy just working without beats, just having a melody, having the atmosphere. In terms of my favorite genre right now to listen to, I don't think I have a favorite. I listen to quite a lot of different stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think I can answer that one.
No, that's
Sorry.
if you haven't got a favourite, you haven't got one. It's it's one of those, isn't it?
Yeah, just music is music.
So yeah, another question. Again, relating to if for those who don't know, Kepz is from the land of Australia, hence the kangaroo question earlier. So this next question again stems from that sort of thing. This one is another one from Yafi. Recently, he says he learned that wallabies and kangaroos have 3 vaginas. If you didn't know this fact until just a moment ago, how do you think knowing this will affect your music making in the future?
Yeah, it won't.
Yeah, that sounds yeah.
That sounds reasonable.
That's perfectly acceptable, really. And I think this is another one from Yafi along the same sort of vein. Which is better, Marmite or Vegemite? And he'd like to qualify that with, please understand, if you give the wrong answer, he will come to Australia, fill your house with eucalyptus, then shoot koalas from an especially made koala cannon into your front room.
Of course, it's Vegemite.
Yeah, Vegemite or
That's the
Marmite, which is
correct
better?
answer. It is Vegemite, of course.
Personally, I can't stand either.
Yaffy's can feel free to visit me. I'll be happy.
Will you provide the eucalyptus?
Yeah, there's some in my backyard. I'm kidding.
Cool. A slightly more serious question for you then. This one's from Sandbergen. Where is the painting that you wanted to send to Germany?
Oh yes, it's in my garage, collecting dust. But I've started a new one. I think it will be much better.
Oh yeah?
I really don't like the old one. I think it turned out really messy. I painted it with acrylic paint, which I'm not really used to.
Yeah.
But the new one, I've already done the sketch on the canvas, so I just had to start painting. It'll be done with oils. I think it will look much better, and I will actually send that one if it turns out well.
Oh, cool. Is it another one of the Polv, or is it a different instrument this time?
Yeah. Oh, it's the same idea, but like improved design, I guess.
Ah, cool.
I haven't really put up any pics yet. Maybe I will soon when I start painting it.
Ah, sweet.
I'll put up the progress on Facebook.
Cool. So another little follow-on then. That just reminded me that obviously you did that sketch of the Polv as well. What did you think when you saw that Renza had a T-shirt made of that?
It was really cool.
It's quite. I really do like
I felt pride. It was just a quick sketch in a art class. I think it was one of the last days of the year, one of the last days of school for me. So I was just bored in class.
Was that from memory?
Sketching. No. I brought it up on my phone.
Oh, I was going to say, because if you
it was from the
you really
Audiotool.
know your way around that instrument.
I would probably know the oscillators and the filter section. Maybe the rest I wouldn't really remember exactly. But
Cool.
yeah, I think I brought up the wiki in my phone and I just copied the picture from there. So it's got
Yeah.
that preset from the old days.
Yeah. Cool. So this one's another one from either Potasmic or Koi. Yeah. Do you still use your first DJ turntables?
Oh yes, that's the only one I have. And it's the one I use at Mogfest.
Yeah.
It's pretty cheap controller.
Is it
But
the
oh well,
mix
it's
track?
useful. It's mixed track, Mumac mixed track.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got the
I
same
think
one.
Astrid had one as his first controller as well, but
Yeah.
obviously he's moved on to professional gear. But yeah, I really don't do much DJing, so I really don't feel the need to upgrade.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. It's more about the production, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool. Next, fun question. Oh, you're gonna love this one. This one is from Aaron, and that's Aaron is in not Aaron Schaefer. Aaron is in the other one.
Yep.
What is your exact penis to foot ratio? And after that, how long is your foot?
It's twice as long as my foot,
Yeah.
and my foot is 2 inches.
So that's below the Aussie average, isn't it?
Yeah, the foot is 2 inches. It's
Yeah.
like a kangaroo foot.
Yeah.
Like Australians have evolved over the years,
Yeah.
have these kangaroo feet.
It just helps them with the rugby, isn't it? That's what it is.
Yeah.
Cool. So
Next.
next sort of real question. I think this one's from Potasmic again. He's asking how do you cope with the Audiotool reverb? So I'm assuming it's obviously the Audiotool's reverb, which I think they've said that they're going to have a look at and try and improve upon. Isn't quite as sophisticated as some other reverbs you can get, and obviously reverb is something that comes in fairly big with ambient music traditionally, I suppose. So yeah, how do you? I'm not sure coping with it is the right word, but it's the word he's used. So how do you cope with it?
Yeah, I don't know. Seriously, I haven't used much other software, so I don't really know how the better reverb sounds.
Yeah,
So I don't really dislike the Audiotool reverb, but I guess the main complaint I usually see in the comments is the ringing sound that it produces.
all
And
right.
I think the solution to that is adding a chorus before the reverb, so it kind of, I guess, it shifts the tone of the input slightly back and forth, so it doesn't really, so that one ringing frequency, it doesn't really stay at that frequency, so you kind of manage to get rid of it that way. That's what I do. I don't know if it helps. Maybe some
Yeah,
other
cool.
people can still hear the ringing. I'm not sure, really. I don't hate the Audiotool reverb. I actually quite like it.
Yeah. Well, I was the same. I never really thought of it as being well, yeah, because never having used anything else, it was something I
Yeah.
had no issue with, and I really quite liked it. And I've started using Ableton, and hadn't really thought about it. Started using their one. I prefer some of the stuff I can do in the Audiotool one to some of the stuff I can do in with Ableton's reverb. I actually prefer the pre-delay settings on Audiotool's one. It's a little bit easier for me to get the sound I want
Yeah.
using it. So it's just, yeah, I suppose it's one of those things. If you get used to one thing,
Yeah, I
you'll
agree.
find something
If you
else
if you get used
different.
to it, if you can use it. So I guess maybe something like Ableton will have a inbuilt things like stereo reverb,
Yeah,
but you can easily add like another pedal to your reverb.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then stereo. So I think with a combination of pedals, you can make it sound as good as maybe other software.
Yeah. Well, the same with everything, really, isn't it? You can
Yeah,
the sounds can be made to industry standard if you know how to use them. It's even with Ableton, it's rubbish in the wrong hands, and same with all of them.
mm.
Yeah, cool. We will take another little look at another track that you've put forward to me. This next
Yes,
one is I think it's Sayonara Days, Gone Bump by Zone. Um,
yep.
so what is it about this one that's stood out to you?
I think it's just like the track before. I think I was just really impressed from first listen. Uh, I just really like the quality of it and the mood. So it is definitely one of my favorites.
Okay, cool. So we shall play that one and then come back
Cool.
with a few more questions.
Hi, this is Ola, and you're listening to the Audiotool Underground podcast show.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Audiotool Underground podcast show with me, the Marquis, and my guest, Kepz. So yeah, next question for you. Who would you say is your biggest influence in ambient music?
I think it would be the Audiotool artists because I haven't really been listening to ambient music outside of Audiotool. I would say it would be Amoeba,
Yeah.
Zone, who else? Olaf. if I said that right.
Yeah.
um, well, yeah. Oh, Mr. Standfast. I really like his ambient. Really cool sounds. That's all I can remember off the top of my head right now. Sorry if I forgot anyone.
Cool. Is there an area of music production that you like dread having to come to? You know, yeah, when you're making a track, is there a certain point where you get to it and you sort of think, oh, I wish I didn't have to do this bit or anything like that, or is it all just a great experience throughout?
Oh yes, I have those bits sometimes. I think the first bit, which I really don't like doing, is probably picking samples, going through the library,
Mm.
and the other one is pretty much when I'm almost done with the track, maybe, and I feel like there's like another few touches that need to be done, but I'm just either too lazy or I'm probably sick of the track by then, and I kind of just give up on it
Yeah.
when it's almost done.
Yeah, I'm very much the same. I sort of produce the track and then as soon as it's published or I've recorded it, if I'm using Ableton instead, if I've recorded it and put it on my phone just to listen to or whatever, as soon as I've done that, I really want to go back in and adjust something unless it's major. It's just,
Yeah.
it's the same sort of thing. It's just a combination of laziness and feeling like, oh, but I thought I'd finished. It's done, leave it. Cool.
Yeah, I get that sometimes as well. Republishers.
Yeah. Because I know, Tottenhauser seems to be the complete opposite. He likes to publish it and then
Oh
go
no,
back in and adjust, go back in
yeah,
and
yeah.
adjust.
I think he likes to publish. What I think he's doing, he publishes it maybe like 75% finished, and then he just likes getting the feedback. I'm not sure. I should ask him actually.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's doing actually.
Yeah, I have done that before as well. You know, published and then asked for feedback and then gone back and adjusted.
Yeah, I think it's a good way of making things.
Definitely. Is there something you would love to learn about production, or an area you wish to improve upon? So,
I guess there's pretty much everything that I can improve on. There's always learning.
mm,
Yeah, I really can't think of an area. Maybe I would love to learn an instrument like a guitar or a piano because I can't really play anything.
yeah,
And sampling a guitar would be pretty cool, I think. Aaron's rhythm track that won, I think it was one of my favorites on the tape, on the Moog tape
yeah,
that we had. Yeah, I really like the sound of the guitar. So maybe learning a real instrument would be like a big thing that I would want to do in the future.
yeah.
Also, Sandbergen's guitar tracks, I really like them, and then the way he uses effects, I think it sounds really cool.
Okay, cool. Oscar Ollie wanted to know how you make the massive leads in your more upbeat stuff. Is there like a special secret to the sound or?
Not really secret. It's just lots of reverb. Yeah, reverb, a lot of it.
Is that
I guess.
is that just to get it to sort of fill out the space a bit more, or?
Yeah, I think that's what makes it sound spacey. If you have like this stereo reverb that just sounds like it fills a big like hole or something. I don't know.
Okay, cool.
I think I got criticism that I use reverb too much, but I guess I just like it that way.
Yeah, that's just it, isn't it? If you there's using it too much for one person's taste, and then there's using it not enough for another sometime, and
Yeah,
it's
I
all
agree
about
sometimes.
what you like, isn't it, with your music?
Yeah,
in a way.
I agree sometimes I might use it too much that it sounds like muddy and it kind of like blurs everything together.
Mm.
But I'm not really that professional to just sit on the track and perfect it for too long. So I just leave it as it is.
Okay, cool. So another question from Yaffe. You know it's going to be a good one. He says he recently started drinking bottled water. It's nice and that tastes a hell of a lot better than the putrid giraffe piss that comes out of his tap. But should he pour the bottled water into a drinking glass or a mug?
Oh, a mug?
A mug.
No reason. I just answered that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you only had two options really, weren't there? So not a lot to say about it really, is there?
I hope that's the right answer. I hope he doesn't come to my house shooting mugs at me.
No, he's going to build a cannon especially for that as well, maybe. What else? There's got to be some more. Kind of music. I think that is all of the questions from the other AT guys. So we'll listen to another track. The next one is Down Under.
Oh yeah, Intraction.
Down Under by Intraction. So again, is this same sort of thing? Just impressed you straight away, or was there something else?
I think lots of his tracks just impressed me straight away. Felt like picking that one. I think it's more. I don't know. I guess you could say it's more upbeat than his other tracks, maybe. Yeah. Intraction is just amazing, isn't he? I think he's slowly becoming everyone's favorite artist, which he deserves. So I'm pretty happy for him.
Cool.
I hope he gets discovered more. So enjoy this track.
Sweet. So yeah, here it is, Down Under by Intraction.
This is Neighbor, and you're listening to Audiotool Underground Podcast.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Audiotool Underground podcast show with me, the Marquis, and my guest, Kepz. So we've done all the questions that that the other Audiotool users had come up with. So I'd like to have a little chat with you about your winning track. What was the thoughts behind it? The winning track, sorry, for Moogfest. What was the thought process behind it? Did you put anything extra into it, or was it just something that came to you and you thought, yeah, that's great, I'm gonna submit that and see?
I think this track, I remember it started off as a D&D track, I think,
All right.
and yeah, it was a long time ago, and I came up with that distorted lead. I think it was the bass first, but then I shifted it up a few octaves, as you can hear in the latest track. But I think after that, I made a few copies of it using templates, and I once sent it to a collaboration account actually, but we never got anywhere with it. And then I think it was like a year later that I just found it in my drafts. It was on like page 5 or 6, and I just messed with it, and I didn't really think about it. I just recorded lots of things, lots of knob turning, and I guess I don't know, it's just one of those tracks that just came out in one night. Maybe that's why I really liked making it. I didn't bother with the beat or anything, so
Ah, sweet.
yeah.
Nice. Did you actually make anything specifically for the Moogfest competition, or?
Oh yeah, I made another track. It was the ZZZ track, but yeah, I Lost was one of the tracks that was under 5 minutes, so I submitted that first.
Yeah.
Before I even started making the other track, and then I made the latest one, and I was actually surprised that Lost got ahead of it, because well, both of them were in the top 100.
Yeah.
But the ZZZ track didn't make it to any other you would call rounds, maybe rounds of judging.
Yep.
So I was pretty surprised. Yeah, and actually the Lost track winning, that was the biggest surprise.
Well, yeah, I'll be honest, I definitely thought it was a deserving winner. It was a great piece, really. Yeah, it was.
I don't know. Some people could argue. I was rooting for Frigolito's track. Really, I thought it was amazing. I thought it was the perfect Moog vibe. But yeah. Also, there were some other tracks that didn't make it to top 8 that I really liked, so I was quite upset about those. But yeah, can't really remember which ones there were. I think some tracks by Suman.
Yeah. I suppose that's just it, isn't it? With so many good tracks that there were that made it into the top 100, and even some that didn't make it into the top 100 were really, really good. And yeah, it's going to be hard for those guys to whittle it down to 8, without upsetting quite a few people with one track in each.
They would definitely upset people.
Yes.
I got quite a few hate comments. It's pretty funny, but yeah, I could see it from their perspective. Lost is doesn't have a beat. It's really simple. So, as I said many times, I was actually surprised they won. So I can't blame other people for being surprised as well.
Yeah, cool. I suppose next thing really would be what's the plans for future? Is it music related, or are you doing have you got your eyes set on a different goal and music is a hobby, or will you be devoting more time to music in future and that kind of thing?
I think right now it's a hobby. I don't really see it going anywhere. I think it will always stay as a hobby. I would probably love to get into DJing more. I know a friend that's really good, and to maybe DJ as a part-time job or something at a club. I don't know, but otherwise, other than that, little thought. I think music's just gonna stay a hobby.
Okay, cool. So we'll play the next track, which is "Wait" by Amoeba. Again, is it something that sort of stuck out on first listening, or is there something in particular about this track, say, over his other tracks, that you just thought, this is the one that I really, really enjoy?
I think it's one of my favorites by him, and maybe it didn't stick out on the first listen as much, but I remember going back to it and just re-listening, and I think the voice is just like, it brought back a memory. It's a really emotional track, and yeah, I think on the second listen it really really touched me. I guess.
Cool. All right then. So this is "Wait" by Amoeba.
What's up? It's ... and you're listening to the Audiotool Underground Podcast. Keep listening. Have a beautiful day. Stay positive. Stay based. Stay you. Stay true. Be who you want to be. Do everything you want to. You can do anything. Versace.
Hi, and welcome back to the Audiotool Underground Podcast Show with the Marquis and my guest Kepz. So my next question for you is there an artist that you would particularly like to collaborate with? I'm going to assume through Audiotool, but if anyone else, I suppose, as well.
Well, there's quite a few maybe. Last time I was thinking of collaborating, I think it was Innovon or Transfreak, as some of you may know him. I think we even set up an account, I can't remember, but we just didn't start anything. So maybe one day.
Did you even start a draft?
Also,
did that not even happen either?
Oh, not really. What we did, I think, I had like an old and finished draft of, I think it was like a psytrance draft, and Innovon is really good at psytrance, and I'm really new to it, so I thought maybe I could get some of his help to keep going with the track, but I don't think we did anything with it. But hopefully in the future we'll do a collab. I would also like to collab with a singer, maybe like Josie or Interaction. Haven't really worked with vocals that much, so I think it would be an interesting experience.
Yeah, definitely. It just adds another dimension and depth to tracks, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially with ambient, someone's chilling, vocal over the top of an ambient track can just finish it.
Yes.
Cool. So yeah, the next question. Is there because you said reverb is something you use a lot of. Is there a particular instrument you prefer using over others? Do you prefer doing percussive sounds and then trying to make something out of them using the machiniste and so on, and using loads of effect pedals to make different sounds out of percussive or other samples, or do you prefer using the Polv or the Hyzen, or even the tone matrix? I suppose I've used that a couple of times in tracks and just distorted and whatnot.
Yeah. I haven't really been using tone matrix much. Probably should. It's really fun tool. I think many people know I just like the Pulverizer a lot. I'm quite scared of the Heisenberg. Yeah, I still haven't really learned how to use it. I only use it for sine waves because the Pulv doesn't have the sine wave.
The Polv doesn't have a sine wave?
No, it's a parabola apparently.
Oh right. Didn't know that.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that until I think Andre Michel posted that, and yeah. Also, I've been trying to use 808 and 909 beatbox instead of the machinist, just to have the 100% Audiotool thing. They actually added that. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Audiotoolness.
Yeah.
Yes. To have that 100%, I think it's like an accomplishment at the end of the process.
They've taken it away again. Andre posted today. They've taken it away, but they'll be bringing it back with a few tweaks or something with it when they bring the HTML5 version out. I think he said, which would be I did quite like it as a feature. It's
I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I guess when someone publishes it under all rights reserved, and if it's like a new user, you can't really tell if they use samples so that they're actually like really this good with the Audiotool.
Yeah.
So it's a good indicator to spy on how much Audiotool is in the track as opposed to samples.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Is there a genre that you kind of wish you could, well, not necessarily wish you could make, but wish you you start making, get into it a little bit, and then you just sort of leave it? Is there anything that you wish you could sort of finish?
Oh yes.
Rather than start the
I
tracks?
think it's. I usually get inspired by like techno-ish tracks from Crypto or Sumad, and it just, as I keep working on it, it just turns out really trancey. Like I just can't help myself but add a melody. Yeah, I wish I could make techno. I really enjoy the techno and Audiotool, but something I can't force myself to make, unfortunately.
Okay. Speaking of which, the next track you sent over was again, it's a German title, so I hope I get the pronunciation right. Aufkurs by Sandbergen.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it sounds. Yeah, I put the accent on. It sounds about right. So I'm hoping I got it right. Yeah, by Sandbergen. Again, was it just something that stuck out to you, or did it take a couple of listens?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's just it's got that classical Sandbergen feel.
Yeah.
It's a really well produced track. I just really enjoyed it. It has really nice feel to it, I guess. It's a bit trancey, which I like. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one as well.
Cool. This is Aufkurs by Sandbergen.
This is the beast, and you're to the Audiotool Underground Podcast Show. Audiotool Underground Podcast Show.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Audiotool Underground Podcast Show with me, the Marquis, and your guest Kepz. So we just listened to the last of the tracks that he sent over to me. So we're gonna wrap it up basically. So thank you very much for coming on. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy day. Your busy evening really. 'Cause it's about a 9-hour difference for us.
Oh, it's fine.
Hope.
It was really a pleasure talking to you.
And you, good luck with your future, with music and with everything else you've got going on for yourself. And hope it all works out.
Thank you very much, you too.
What we'll do is we'll finish on one of Kepz' own tracks. This is Lost, the Moogfest winning entry from Kepz.